I don't play darts. Yeah. I'm not good at darts. When people say, oh, I have confidence issues, usually I can look them up and down and say, yeah, if I was you, I would completely and utterly struggle with confidence issues. Because the world is competitive and there's men like me on the planet and friends like mine on the planet, and you're competing against us for money, for girls, for status, for resource, and you're going to be destroyed and decimated the entire time. So of course you have confidence issues when you can be annihilated in real time by the competitor. Yeah. Why wouldn't you have confidence issues? You'd be psychopathic not to.
Yeah, that makes sense. So maybe that unconfidence is a good motivation for them to actually.
Well, it's supposed to be. Yeah. This is the thing that I don't truly understand. If I'm unhappy with something and I'm uncomfortable with something, I fix it.
Yeah.
That's endless motivation, which I don't truly believe in as a concept, but that's endless fuel for the fire.
Right.
If I was unhappy with something about myself, regardless of what it was, I would be able to take all of that discomfort and turn it into endless energy to get the problem fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
But these people seem to
it's okay to be unhappy.
Yeah, well, these people seem to sit and say, I'm really unhappy with X, but then stay doing X. So I don't believe they're truly actually unhappy. What you'll notice if you live life long enough is that somebody will sit and say to you, I'm unhappy being a loser. You say, why are you a loser? I just sit at home and play video games 7 days a week. And you're like, okay. And maybe 3 days of the week, they're unhappy doing that. Yeah. And that's the time they email you, and that's the time they want to make a change. But 4 days of the week, it doesn't really bother them. Yeah, it doesn't really bother them. Because if it bothered them 7 days a week, guess what?
They would fix it.
Correct. Yeah. So I have very little sympathy for people. And that's not because I'm not a nice person, but it's because I've been so hard on myself and I've been through so many things that were difficult, and I've been through so much pain and trauma myself, some of it self-inflicted, some of it given to me by God to make me a better person. But I've been so difficult on myself. It's very hard for me to look at somebody who's refused to be difficult on themselves and see them as my equal or feel sympathy or pity for them. Why would I feel pity for somebody who took the easy route when I took the hardest possible route? Yeah. I took the hardest possible way to be the man I am, and you were too big of a and now you want me to feel sorry for you? I don't feel sorry for you. Yeah. I don't feel sorry for these people. And because as a man, you can be anything you decide you want to be. That's the beauty of being a male. You can build your character completely from the ground up, just like a video game. Every single thing about me that people respect, I built. I was not born a world champion kickboxer. I was not born this intelligent or intellectual. I was not born this rich. I was not born this strong. I was not born this confident. I was not born this interesting. I was not born this charismatic and humble and gorgeous and tall and strong and sexy. I was not born none of these things. I became these things myself. So I deserve all the spoils of war. And anybody who decides they don't want to work hard enough to become those things, then they deserve to sit and accept they're my inferior. Yeah. That's their problem.
Yeah, basically.
That's their problem.
But have you struggled with any mental health issues yourself? Because one thing also I noticed about you, from one side when you talk, you seem like very positive about life. But I've seen clips of you where you say like sometimes I feel you say enjoy everything and always be happy. Or like always be like positive, but then in some parts of you say like, I was angry when I was broke. I had to get rich.
Yeah,
I needed to get rich. I was furious.
I couldn't sleep when I was broke, and this is what we're talking about, being uncomfortable and how it can motivate you. When I didn't have enough money to buy whatever I wanted, I couldn't fall asleep at night because I understood there are people out there that did, and I didn't see them as better than me. And I thought, why are these people who I don't see as my superior living an experience that I can't live? And it bothered me to the point where I could not sleep. So yeah, that was real. When you talk about suffering mentally, I don't really consider that suffering. I have had a very painful life. I still think to a degree I do, but that's self-inflicted. But I can't imagine living any other way. I can't imagine living in this idea, this utopian, every day, just, girls, drink, hedonism. I don't want that. Yeah, it's degenerate. I think the only thing you can do that's not degenerate is usually be fighting a battle or solving a problem.
Growth.
Yeah, growth. Yeah, so you need to either fight a battle or solve a problem to avoid degeneracy, which means I'm constantly looking for them. I'm currently in one of the largest battles a man can possibly take on. I'm taking on the Matrix, the most powerful people on the planet.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, is my life difficult? Yeah. Am I complaining about that? No. In fact, I'd hate it for it to...
No, you talk about the Matrix a lot. Has the Matrix ever contacted you directly? Have you ever got any contact from them? Or you can't say?
I've had a couple experiences which have certainly been strange.
No way. Can you talk about it, or you prefer not to?
I've had some invites to some strange places with some strange people. I've had some anonymous messages which I verified to be true, which were scary, I guess you could say. I've definitely been contacted by the Matrix in and of itself. But initially, when they speak to you, they try to make you change sides.
That's trying to switch you.
Well, they try and get a degree of leverage over you, or they try and bribe you, or they try and get you to sell your soul.
Yeah.
So they'll try and invite you to a party where you do some degeneracy and they get it on video, or they try and get a threat against you and try and blackmail you, or they try and offer you a whole ton of money for this contract, but you have to be careful what you say now. And you have to, they try very hard initially to get you with
without violence.
Yeah, without violence. They try with degeneracy. That's what they try, and that's
distractions.
Yeah, well, you know, most people's hearts and souls can be bought. So when they can print unlimited money, why would they go the route of violence? They can just print unlimited money and give it to somebody and own them.
Yeah.
But when you're like me and you don't care about money,
The money, yeah.
and you also have morals as a person, I am their threat. They can't buy me, and they've tried, and they can't convince me with a little bit either, or a lot. They can't. I'd rather go without. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. So they can't.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. So, and that frustrates them because 99% of men in my position start chasing girls, chasing money, and then you end up controlled.
Yeah, but I think that like maybe a lot of that mindset that you have now is because you've already got the money, you've already got the woman. But do you think that in the earlier stages when you were really trying to chase the money, that this could have tempted you, or you know they could have maybe helped?
Yeah, I don't think I could have. I don't think I've ever would have sold my soul because I have a baseline morality. However, yeah, you're right. I do live in abundance, so it's easy for me to say no. But greed is real, and humans are all naturally greedy.
They still want more.
No matter how much you have, you want more, right?
Yeah.
If someone comes along now and offers me $200-300 million, you're still going to sit and think, oh, that would be nice, right?
But in fact, the more you want, the more you have, the more you want.
But this is where we were talking about morality, and we were talking about Dubai, and we were talking about religion. Let's even talk about Islam. That's the reason I have so much respect for Islam as a whole, because they have, I have so much respect for it because they have a baseline morality. We're here in Dubai. You could walk outside and find a poor construction worker who just moved here, who's earning, I don't know, no money, you know, can barely afford to eat, and offer him $1 million to denounce the Prophet. He won't do it.
No way.
He'll never do it. He'll never do it. Whereas in the West, if you were to go and find a Christian,
$1.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything, right? So it's that baseline morality that they can't corrupt that they're afraid of. It's why they're afraid of Islam. It's why they're afraid of me. It's why they're afraid of people who sit and say there is more to life and existence in this and the next than simply degeneracy or being bought and owned.
And you know, I feel like Islam, the way they talk about Islam, it's kind of like you see the patterns. Whenever there's a force that's trying to change people, they'll try to put labels on it. The literal name Islam comes like salam. It means peace.
Yeah.
But they'll try to put these labels on it because you know they don't like Islam.
Yeah, they don't like anything they can't completely and utterly control.
Yeah, and Muslims are uncontrollable.
Well, yeah, they have a higher purpose and a higher calling. I do think a lot of the world's problems, especially in the West, with the absolute degeneracy and the work of, what do you say, shaitan?
Shaitan, yeah.
The work of shaitan.
Shaitan.
It could be fixed with Islam. Honestly, I call for the Islamification of all Western countries because Christianity has absolutely and utterly failed. The idea of a religion is to preserve the morality and preserve the traditions of a country. Exactly. If you have failed to do that, then you're no longer a religion. If you're going to sit there and inside of your own country, your prophets are mocked, all of your ideals are ignored.
And it's okay.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And society is degenerating in real time, and your children are no longer safe from brainwashing by the Matrix, then your religion in and of itself as a concept has failed. Christianity has failed to preserve Christian values on any level in any country ever. So now that you know it's a failed religion, that only leaves one religion left in which you can install. Degeneracy will disappear. Crime will disappear. Men and women will stay families again. People will have children. All the world's problems will be fixed.
They'll chase their goals.
Absolutely. I call for the Islamification of the entire Western world because otherwise we have atheistic countries. And when you remove religion, now what do you have? People are now adhering to woke ideology and this new insane religion. Everybody has a religion. If you remove Christianity from the West, you don't have atheists. You now have these people adhering to this woke new world liberal psychopathy where people are doing absolutely insane and disgusting things to each other and children, and they're sitting there saying that that's progressive somehow, and it's absolutely and utterly disgusting. So if we need a God to believe in to preserve morality and decency amongst humanity, then let's have a God that people actually fear and respect. And that's why Islam's the only religion left on the planet. There's no other religion you can possibly name that even matters.
Khalas, now we have to make your name like Ibrahim Tate or something.
Let's do it.